Hey guys, welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Bruce and today I want to talk about a special topic in World of Tanks, and that is why being patient is so important. If you're interested in more reviews and gameplay, go to YouTube and search for World of Tanks with Bruce to get all of my videos, or click on the subscribe button. And now, let's go. Having patience is one of the most important skills in World of Tanks. In fact, if you are a patient player, you will be less susceptible to throwing away your tank at the beginning of the game. You will more often stay alive until the end of the game, thus make more damage, at least on average, and simply perform better. In this video, I want to give you 3 examples on what you can achieve, even if the start of the match is not perfect. Okay, so in the first battle we are spawning on Paris in the east with the Shah Future 4, and let's first of all take a look and see what options we have. Spawning on Paris in the east, the game usually looks like this, and with the medium tank you have several options. First of all, you can go to the northern portion, so right here. However, in my opinion, as this is a huge open field, it is more or less a static gameplay, and so you will be there, you will arrive there, but you will most likely not make damage and you will not have influence on the game. Now, what I like to do with the medium tank, I like to go here. There are some trees that you can knock down, and then you can basically support your heavy tanks and get shots of opportunity towards those tanks which are peeking out here. And in my opinion, this gameplay is much better because you have more influence on winning the southern portion of the map, and in my opinion this is how most of the games are decided when you're playing on this map. Okay, so that is where we want to support our team, or how we want to support our team. Now, I found out about this position just recently when a friend pointed me towards this position, and I think this position is super strong. And you know, I tended to play the northern portion with light or medium tank, but in fact the open field in the north means that the gameplay in the north is more or less stationary, and so more often than not, if you win the city, you will win the game. And so I like to play here in this position and support my team, so that I can help out my team in order once again to win the city. As I said, this video basically is about being patient in World of Tanks. In my opinion, being patient is one of the biggest challenges in World of Tanks for basically every player. However, it is also one of the most important things that you have to kind of get used to in order to boost your win ratio and your overall stats, and also the overall experience in World of Tanks. Here we go. Okay, we do not hit, unfortunately the lower hull of the Conqueror. Now, what you see me doing here is I try to use this bush mechanic. So once the bush is not transparent anymore, this means that you will not get spotted if you take a shot. So I highly encourage you to also use this mechanics of the game, so that you can get free shots and you will not get any damage in return, just because the enemy will not spot you once you take a shot. Okay, I'm trying to aim at the weak spot of the tortoise. Obviously this tank has superb armor, but as you can see, there's a green pen marker. However, I do not make any shot of my clip, so a very bad start. And if you take a look at the minimap, you see that the Shah Future 4 of the enemy team has already won the D8 position, which is pretty bad. So in this game, it actually looks like the gameplay in the north is not too static. Actually pretty dynamic. If you take a look at the middle, the Foch 155 and also the Leopard 1 are making pressure, but now I want to at least hinder those tanks of advancing too far. But the problem is that I have a long reload, but at least I can take out the E75. Okay, so we are basically 3 minutes into this game, and so far I only made 269 damage, which is very unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And looks like we have lost most of the control of the map. Here you go. At least we can turn around and signal this Leopard 1 player that we are aware of him, and so that he cannot further advance. At least we get cover from this building here towards the Foch. Nice, we can take him out. This is the advantage of playing an autoloader. You can take out tanks in a very short period of time. So 7 to 7. We have lost the map control on this map. However, nothing's happening. And right now, let us stop here and let me show you what is going on the map and what options we have. So this is how the game looks like right now, and as every tank is spotted, we can actually be sure that there's no enemy tank in this position right here. And so the opportunity we have is, as soon as those tanks have shot, because keep in mind they're facing our heavy tanks and the tank destroyers here, we can circle around them and then open up a crossfire situation to get rid of those tanks. And once we got rid of those tanks, there's even the further option of circling those tanks to basically win the southern portion of the map in order to win the game. Okay, so once again, all the tanks are spotted, and so there is no tank at the rear of the map, speaking about the position of the enemy team, and so I can move forward and first of all take out the tortoise. Now the enemy E100 is turning his turret towards me, but that is not a problem because I can fall back, and now he has to face the E100 and the T95 of our team, and this will sooner or later give me the option of completely flanking him, and so opening up a crossfire situation so to take him out. And that is exactly what I'm going to do now. If I flank him, then he has two options. He can stay focused on the T95. This will give me the chance of delivering my full clip towards him, and if he focuses me, then the T95 will be able to come around the corner and focus him. Now looks like the E100 player is smart and is trying to turn around, or at least he's falling back into a position from where he can maybe, okay, don't want to fall down here, maybe turn around quickly in order to face the respective tank. Okay, don't want to I still need to be cautious. The game is 5 minutes old, 10 to 11, almost done. However, I only made 1000 damage, but that's not a problem because now my chance arises. I can use my mobility and I can circumnavigate the E100. He will certainly now push our E100, but that's all right. I will go here and I will try to take a shot. Nice, get a tracking shot on the enemy Char Future 4, and I can now take him out. But I still want to make my damage and want to go to the Foch. Nice, and I can even take him out. Notice that I fully aimed in this shot in order to increase the chance of hitting his lower hull. Now I have one shot in my magazine. Nice, and here's the... Okay, fully aiming in at least a bit, and now I can take out the Czechoslovakian autoloader tank. Okay, perfect. So now I need to reload, and I think with clipping out 3 tanks, we basically made sure that we still have a chance to win the game. And now I'm afraid of the WoT on Panzer IV. But I want to reload my clip, and I need to, yeah, okay, there he is. I need to make sure that I hurry up and fight against the E100 and help the T110E3. Now I think this game clearly showed that at the beginning there was nothing going on, but in this period, on this phase, the worst thing you can do is throw away your HP. Now I want to take out the WoT. Nice, and now I need a track shot. There you go. Nice. I need a track shot so that the tank is unable to reverse, and now I can, excellent, take out the E100. So notice that I try to get a track shot so that he can only turn his turret, because his turret traverse is very slow, but his turret traverse in addition with his hull traverse means that he could be able, or he would have been able to get a shot towards my tank, but as I track him, he can only turn his turret, and so I get the chance of squeezing out my last shot into his rear. And then what I did was I tried to aim at the rear of his tank, not at the side, because on the side I would have bounced my shot, but in the rear I can take out the E100, and this is how we could win the game with 8 kills in the WoT 4. Okay, second game. This time we are spawning in the STA2, and as usual, let's first of all take a look at the map. Spawning on Malinovka in the south, the game usually develops like this, and with a medium tank you have several options. You can first of all play in the south, you can then play this typical, let's say, medium tank or tank destroyer position, but what I like to do, and I kind of changed my standard gameplay on this map, is I like to support my heavies, because I think the hill is actually the most important and most dynamic place on the map, and so I like to go to this position to spot the enemy heavy tanks once they are approaching this portion here, this position right here, and I can get I can collect information for my team, and then I can maybe later on support the heavy tanks in winning the hill, so that we are outgunning our enemy forces. So yeah, this is where we want to go. I have kind of changed my my standard gameplay on this map, and with the medium tank I like to support my heavy tanks, and I like to get a first spot on the enemy heavies which are approaching the hill, and I think this kind of helps my team in order to win the game, because as you can see, we have 1 artillery in our team, and so those heavy tanks can first of all be taken under fire by myself, but then also by the artillery, and maybe also by some other tanks. Now obviously you always have to watch out and assess what your teammates are doing. Looks like we have some support. The enemy light tank has already decided to leave the game with an over-aggressive gameplay. This is what you should never do, and if you have problems playing light tanks, then I can highly recommend my light tank tutorials. I think I made 4 videos about light tank gameplay, and I think those videos will really help you out in becoming a better light tank player. Okay, so on this map I want to go to this bush right here, and then I can, okay, looks like we can get maybe across. Okay, bad ING, the gun trolls us, which is alright, but I want to sit here because I simply want to spot, yep, this position right here. So looks like the two, at least the WoTo heavy tank, the WoTo 54, and also the WoTo medium tank, the 46, have already managed to go on top of the hill, which is okay. I think I need to fall back, because chances are that this Centurion 5-1 is spotting me, but he's playing cautiously. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, so far nothing has happened, and once again try to develop a game plan, or plan for your game, a strategy, but then if nothing is going on, don't just throw away your tank and don't just play over aggressively. Now we'll see if we can support the IS-3 here in this scenario. Looks like the IS-3 is doing what I just said, playing over aggressively, and I think I do not want to push out against this heavy tank. Let's see, maybe one glance, okay, but yeah, I think we don't have too much support on the hill. There are only 3 tanks, and so I rather want to play a little bit more defensively and maybe go back into this bush and see if I can get some shots maybe into the middle, or maybe if they fall back, if those tanks fall back, as it looks like, I can maybe get a shot maybe on this tank. Yeah. Okay, looks like our team is actually pushing the enemy tanks back, and yeah, but I still want to play cautiously And I think this is a good example. Yes, the game is already about 4 minutes old, but nothing has happened, at least for me. But I think this is all right. And you know, the biggest message I want to bring across is you have to stay patient. In this situation, you should not overreact basically to the situation and just, you know, drive forward and try to make damage, but you should continue to play cautiously. And as you can see, there are only 2 tanks. Okay, now the WoT is getting shredded, and the problem in my tank is I have paper thin armor, and so I cannot brawl with my tanks. I cannot even play hull down. And okay, now the problem is the IS-3 is the only remaining tank in our team, and so I have to fall back. The enemy team will now push the hill, and yeah, the IS-3 is also leaving the scenery, which is the exactly right gameplay if you ask me. And so I also have to fall back. And so yeah, 5 minutes into the game with 0 damage, but once again, patience is what you have to have in World of Tanks. And so what we can do right here is we can set up a defensive position and simply knock down one or another tree in order to please let me knock down some more trees. Hey man, I apologize, I simply want to knock down trees. Okay, yeah, okay, thanks a lot. Okay, so yeah, we will simply wait here in this position, and we will try to get at least the spotting damage, or at least some assisting damage. And so let's go a little bit forward. And now, once again, what you should do in such a situation is you should make use of the bush mechanics and then fall back before taking a shot, so that you don't get spotted once you shoot. So I want to move forward until the bush is transparent, meaning that I can have the full spotting advantage on my side. And then we simply want to wait until the adversary tanks push forward. Once again, 6 minutes into the game, 0 damage, but that's all right. We just want to be patient, and we want to preserve our HP until the opportunity arises. One or another opportunity, I should say, just like in the last game, because sooner or later an opportunity will arise, and then it is our time to exploit this opportunity. And the more HP we have preserved until this point, the better it is. Lots of players in this situation tend to become nervous and tend to start playing over aggressively, and this more often than not leads to an unsuccessful gameplay in which you throw away the HP of your tank, and this is not what you want to do. Not at the beginning of the game, not at you know, halfway through the game, and certainly you want to preserve your HP in order to cash them in intentionally at the end of the game. Okay, so looks like the enemy team is finally advancing, but looks like the enemy team is actually playing relatively smart. And I think this smart gameplay of the enemy team actually started very early when they retreated from the hill, seeing that our team basically tried to push the hill. So yeah, actually this is not the most interesting gameplay so far, but I wanted to show you this game because it is a very decent example of how World of Tanks can develop, how games can develop. And in those situations, once again, and I really want to stress it, you have to be patient, and you should not throw away your HP. And once again, the opportunity will arise sooner or later. Okay, looks like now the CS52 Liz is making pressure, and this is the time where we have to think of, are we going to support our team or are we not? Well, all the other tanks are basically remaining in this position, and so you know what, I will also remain in this position for the situation at least. Yeah, he has dropped down, and now he's useless basically, but maybe we can get a shot. Let's see. So yeah, Looks like our team is slowly but steadily moving towards the hill, basically giving up map control in the southern portion of the map. Okay, the Zoo 130 PM is also moving forward, same as the 122 TM and all the other tanks. Okay, now I think it is time, yeah, to help my team and to also move forward. Now this looks like a lemming train, but that is all right actually. In such a situation, the worst thing you can do is to push the enemy all on your own, and then if your team is making a decision, you should really think of supporting your team, and basically the goal is to overwhelm the enemy, and so that we can clip out the adversary tanks while they simply don't have the chance of clipping us out, because we have in this situation I think 3 or 4 tanks against 2. So let's see. Okay, what I will remain patient and don't make him. Okay, artillery. That's actually too bad. Okay. Alright, now our IS-3 is advancing, and now we have to make pressure. Okay, we simply have to make pressure. We get all the support of our team, and now we have to maybe get one or another shot, but make sure that okay, we can fall back into cover. Nice. And so here you go, he's shot, and now we can simply take him out. Lower hull, excellent. Perfect. Okay, so so far so good. There's the other tank approaching, so we have to hide. Maybe we can hit his cupola. Nice. This huge cupola. Definitely a drawback of this tank. Next cupola shot. Nice. And now, yeah, okay, perfect. This tank is taken out. Excellent. So 832 damage. And now, yeah, we can try to further maybe take out this tank. Nice. And now help our 122 TM against the WoT 46, and bam, next shot. And I think now he is still reloading, and you know what, maybe if we, and nice. Okay, so we can take him out. Excellent. So third kill, and we made 1300 damage, and now we actually made a very decent move, won the hill, and now it is time to dig out the remaining enemy forces, which are most likely situated in the little forest down at the A lane. But let me now show you how you can dig those tanks out. So the good thing is I have, due to my cautious gameplay, preserved my HP, and so let's see. Next shot, nice, and maybe we can get another shot. Okay, 12-7. So now, as our team is advancing, we can simply use the advantage that we still have our HP in order to simply push in and get all the sweet assisting damage if we spot the enemy forces and if they are taken under fire by our team. So nice, yeah. That's exactly what I want to see. Now I'm going down here so that they have to turn their turrets towards me, and this means, yes, I am now taken out of the game, which is fine, but I get all the sweet assisting damage, at least a little bit. Didn't go too well actually, but in the end we made 1700, approximately 1800 damage, 900 assisting damage, and so in my opinion this was the best result we could achieve. Now if we had played less cautiously at the beginning of the game, and if we had been less patient, we would have most likely thrown away our HP, and we would not have been able of achieving a result like this. Okay, third and last game. This time we are spawning once again in the Shah Future 4 on Studzianski, and let's first of all take a look at the map and see what options we have. Spawning on Studzianski in the east, the game usually develops like this, and with the medium tank you have several options. You can play in the north, but in my opinion the most important part of the map is actually this south and this riverbed right here. In my opinion, this is the strategic position. You should always help your team in winning the south. So I tend to go here to see what is going on, how strong the enemy forces are, and then I make a decision whether I can push down into the riverbed or whether I need to stay here and play more defensively. Okay, yeah, this is where we want to go, so I can only recommend everybody who's playing this map to basically support your team in winning the southern flank. Now, yes, of course you have to have one or maybe two heavy tanks brawling in the heavy lane, so in the E lane. And then yes, you might also need one, let's say one medium tank and one tank destroyer securing the northern part of the map, so the A and B lane, but then the rest of the enemy forces should certainly move down to the south and try to win the riverbed, because this is the strategic position on Studzianski. But if you move down to the south, you never ever want to instantaneously move into the riverbed, but you simply want to go into the bushes and first of all wait until your teammates arrive, and then you want to make an assessment whether you can push down into the ditch or whether you want to stay defensively, because chances are that the enemy forces are also pushing the ditch and that or the riverbed, sorry, and that you get outnumbered and that you get taken out of the game instantaneously. If you have won the riverbed, just like we did, never ever push where the Shah Futur 4 is going, because you get proxy spotted if enemy forces are playing this position, and then you will be taken out by the middle, because all the tanks in the middle, so for example the Iron Army, will get crossfire towards your position. So actually this is very, very bad gameplay what the Vipera and the Shah Futur 4 are doing. Looks like in this situation, however, that the enemy team is not playing the southern portion of the map, but I am very reluctant in pushing forward, because it is, I wouldn't say it's super easy to defend, but it is it can be a trap, you know, if you just move out, if you move forward. Nice first shot, and we even light him up. Oh, excellent. Okay, excellent. Nice. Okay, 45, no, not too much. Okay, so I want to now basically fall back, because as I said, in my opinion, okay, a little driving error here. In my opinion, the enemy base can be defended by tanks which are situated on the one lane in all those bushes, and I certainly don't want to play over aggressively once again. In my opinion, and keep in mind, no tank has been taken out of the game so far, and there are quite some tanks which have not been spotted yet. So one Char, for example, then okay, the Standard B has just been spotted. Yeah, and he is down in the E1 position. The ELC even 90 has not been spotted, and keep in mind, this is a superb spotting tank. The Stritzwagen S1 has not been spotted, so in my opinion, it is not time yet to aggressively push in. And yeah, looks like our light tank has already made this experience, and so I rather want to defend the north, because I thought that the enemy forces are mostly situated in the north, and I wanted to flank here and try to help my team to defend the north. Looks like actually the enemy forces are also not playing aggressively here in the north, which is kind of unusual, but you know what, here we go. The enemy light tank is making pressure, but he's certainly okay. We can track him at least, and now he's taken out. Excellent. So he didn't expect us to be here, and so yeah, in this like, if you would take a look at the minimap, sorry, you would say, yeah, we've won the 3/4 of map control, so we can easily now push in. But in my opinion, it is too risky, because there's only 3 enemy tanks taken out so far, and so there are still 12 enemy tanks in the game. And so oh, come on, didn't penetrate this tank. Come on, maybe. Okay, he's now okay, he's now moving towards us, and so we have to fall back. So let's reload this tank. Let's reload our clip. And yeah, looks like our light tank is making pressure at the end of the game, and I'm actually not sure whether this decision making was correct or not, because looks like our team could have needed my support in the south, but that's how it is. I made the decision and now I have to live with it. And yeah, okay, don't peek out here, because yeah, you will be shot by the enemy forces. If you peek out, you should instantaneously fall back and then just wait for Sixth Sense to start. And so if Sixth Sense starts, then you know that you were spotted, so that enemy forces, just like I'm doing here, so that enemy forces are in this position. Now it looks like my Sixth Sense doesn't go on. Oh yeah, take a look at the minimap, and as you can see, all our push, every pushing tank in the south has been taken out. The only tank remaining there is the M41 light tank, but he will certainly, yeah, now he gets pushed by the SHA 424. So far, same spiel. We have a game in which is now 6 minutes old, and we only made 406 damage. But once again, it is now time to remain calm, cool, relaxed, and remain patient, because sooner or later an opportunity will arise, and then we will exploit this opportunity. And so once again, it's not time to throw away our tank, and it's not time to make any over aggressive gameplay. This is the message that I want to bring across. And yes, yeah, could be that we could have supported, or our team could have needed our support in the south, yeah, and we simply did not make this decision. Now I want to fall back here, because sooner or later the enemy forces will also push the A lane, but more important is our team has given up the southern portion. We've lost the southern portion of the map, and so we need to relocate in order to help our team to defend the enemy attack, which will most likely appear in a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes in the south. And so we will set up a nice defensive position here, and use this little hill here in order to spot the adversary tanks, but then also in order to fall back. Now keep in mind, I am still, oh here you go, I am spotted. I am a tier 9 tank, so, oh here we go, okay. Little sharp future, okay, we can track him, nice. And we should try to, nice, we can retrack him, excellent, that's what you want to do. Now you cannot use his repair kit, and we can take him out. Okay, this was, in my opinion, this a game-winning moment. We could take out the most dangerous tank on this, believe it or not, the most dangerous tank in this game, the enemy ELC light tank, because he has the spotting ability on his side, and now the spotting ability is actually changing back towards myself, because I am in a tier 9 tank which has a decent spotting ability, and so now I actually am pinging the map for help. Now I can make pressure and can at least go into this position. Now why do I do this? Because I have the support of the BZ, the BZ in the middle of the map, and so if I proxy spot another tank, he can be taken, this tank can be taken under fire from the middle. Now looks like our SHA 424 is also helping us out, which is excellent. And you know what? I now want to re-win the riverbed. Meanwhile, our Skoda T50 is securing the northern portion of the map, which is excellent. And so we have kind of improved our situation, at least when it comes to map control. See, maybe we can spot another tank or some tank if we go here. Once again, we still want to remain patient, and we want to simply wait until the opportunity arises. Now, of course, I do not want to aggressively push to the south, because I am expecting at least 2 enemy SHAs still in this position, and I certainly want to wait until they are doing mistakes. So once again, in those games and those scenarios, it looks like the game is, the game is actually becoming boring. It's basically the opposite of an interesting game, but you have to stay focused, and you should prevent yourself from doing stupid things and from throwing away your HP. So I want to go to this bush because once again I'm now the tank with the best spotting and the camo value. Looks like I cannot. Now I'm thinking of aggressively pushing this tank there in this position, and I think it is a good gameplay because I think as soon as he is taken out, and I think he's looking, oh no, he's looking towards me, but that's alright. I will simply take a shot and then use my HP in order to get rid of this tank, and I can fall back into this position. Yep, okay, artillery is in this position, which is fine, and now this gives us the chance of winning the northern portion of the map. So we want to flank behind the railroad tracks. Okay, this building cannot be hit. Okay, and then you know what I think. Okay, artillery. Okay, get into reload, and yeah, little misplay by me here in this situation, because if you go into, actually I cannot use my first aid kit because I already used it, and this actually means that my reload is even longer. That's just how it is. So yeah, actually I want to do what the BZ and the Rheinmetall are currently doing. I wanted to win the northern portion of the map, and I wanted to get rid of the enemy artillery forces. Okay, looks like the enemy Char is making pressure, so we want to get cross shots, and now we want to consciously create our HP in order to make all full shots. Maybe he is still in this position, maybe, and nice, we can take him out. And so 2100 damage, and I think this was once again maybe a game-winning moment. The enemy Shah was unable to support his teammates, and we could take him out, which is excellent. And now we need to be patient and reload our clip, and then I think it is time to finally get rid of the enemy to artillery. So let's see. Oh, come on, the enemy artillery takes him out. Okay, I will fully aim in. Bam, first artillery is taken out, and then yeah, okay, this is an easy win. I'm safe behind this little ridgeline here with the railroad tracks, and I can simply take out the enemy artillery. So yeah, as you can see, the game is pretty much won. Oh, he doesn't even look towards me, which is nice. We can finish him off. The game is now won, and I think key to success once again was that we despite the decision making we took at the beginning of the game, we remained patiently, and we did not, let's say, convert into an over-aggressive gameplay, but we simply tried to preserve our HP until the end of the game, once again, despite the situation. And I think this is key to success in World of Tanks. If you have the chance to push with your team, do it if you think it is successful, but other than that, simply wait, be patient, and try to see and wait until an opportunity arises. And if an opportunity arises, then you can simply exploit this opportunity, and this is much better, and you will be much more successful compared to an over-aggressive gameplay in which you simply try to, you know, achieve one or another goal without calculating the risk. Looks like the SDRV is hiding somewhere. Oh, he's he's actually here. That is not a problem. Once again, I still have my HP and everything's fine. 2900 damage at the end of the game. So a nice game once again with the Shah Future 4. Alright guys, that was it for today with the video about being patient in World of Tanks. What do you think about this topic? Are you a patient player? Do you agree that this is one of the most important skills in World of Tanks? Just leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I see you next time in another World of Tanks video.